meanwhile, let's welcome in the management at Dodla Dairy. Mr. Sunil Reddy, Managing Director at Dodla Dairy, is now with us. Sir, what is the share of revenue from the products like curd and lassi? What will be the impact of the GST at 5%?
For us as Dodla, our volume of lassi and curd and buttermilk and other such products would be around 28% by volume, 28 to 29%. The impact of 5%, I think the industry is making representations, and if it is fruitful, it won't be there. But if it is not, we should be able to pass it on to the customers.
How much increase in milk procurement prices have you seen in southern part of the country, and do you expect the cost to remain firm going forward as well?
Procurement prices have already have been elevated, I think, in the month of March to April itself. And I think we're going to keep them static. It's a seasonal business, as you all know about it. So the first quarter, which is normally the summer season, is when there is a shortage of milk and therefore prices are a little higher. Now, depending on the monsoons and how it pans out, we have to wait and see for the second quarter. If there is no surplus, then the prices will get corrected. Otherwise, it will maintain the same status quo of pricing.
Could you give the revenue breakup of value-added products? How does the product mix look like? What will be your growth strategy for value-added products, especially with competition coming in from D2C players as well?
So basically, sir, value-added also has a question of how do we define it. So in our basket, we don't add our UHT milk into value-added, but we add all the other products like curd, lassi, our Indian sweets that we make and such. So although there is a good amount of traction coming in from your online B2C, they're mostly catering to the high premiumized milk, which is what most of them are at. We still are not seeing much of pressure coming in from these other products. And also, when we look at what D2C is today delivering as a volume, we are also available on all the regular companies that are also available on all the D2C platforms. So we seem to be that we'll all grow in the same manner. And our profile of keeping these products going will, I think, as consumers' affordability increases, there will be more trend towards the convenience of food, and that's when the VAP will start to increase. Value-added product sales will start to move up. Like your curd is now coming from that convenience. What is going to be next? We'll have to wait and see. But we strongly believe that the mix will be more from an Indian-based products like our fermented drinks like lassi or buttermilk going forward, and maybe paneer to add to it.
Okay, Mr. Reddy, you recently made a small acquisition as well, Shri Krishna Mills of 50 crores. What could be the synergies of this particular acquisition? And what does it take your total processing capability for milk to?
We will have a combined processing capability of almost 20 lakh liters per day, sir, as we look now, with the new acquisition of Shri Krishna that we have gotten. We have basically also acquired Shri Krishna so that it gives us a better market penetration into the South Kannada district where we were not available earlier in Karnataka. Also gives us access to the Goan market because it's closer towards that. It synergizes well with us that we have our operations coming in from northern Karnataka where we have a plant in a place called Koppal, which would reach closer to where Shri Krishna is. And Shri Krishna fits in perfectly in terms of the area where it takes us from there and takes us further towards Goa and gives us that newer market area that we have there. So that's how Shri Krishna synergy will help us, and it's a great asset that you've got.
In terms of expansion, will the company focus on increasing penetration in the current market or focus on new markets such as Western India states like Maharashtra and Goa?
So basically, we have always been doing a blend of both. Obviously, our focus is always on filling the gaps in where we exist as our existing markets and adding new territory to us as we go forward. So I think, the first things will be more which are closer adjacencies to us, like getting Goa organized, getting more of South Canara organized. I think the other states will be a little later as we come in. Today, we are actively procuring milk from Maharashtra. To get into markets of Maharashtra, it will take us a little more time. But initially, we will be looking at the southern markets of additional new markets of Goa and South Canara to start with.
Mr. Reddy, since you're talking about expansion, talk to us about your international strategy as well, because I understand you recently looked at expanding into Kenya as well, right? What's the plan there?
So basically, we are already operating in Africa for the past 3-4 years. We already have an operation which is based in Uganda as a manufacturing facility where we manufacture in Uganda and sell in Uganda and Kenya. We think in the days to come, and basically Kenya is also a very large market for dairy and dairy products. since we have established ourselves there for now 4 years, does well for us. And now we're just looking at the what we call ourselves as an organic expansion of going and setting up another facility in Kenya itself. And Africa normally takes a longer time to establish a processing plant, and by the time, because Africa has got its own local issues in terms of equipment, people to erect. So it will take us some time, but we think that it has got a lot of potential as we go forward to keep up with our overall growth strategy.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for us.